This lesson is on Pythagorean Theorem. Before we begin the worksheet, I want to talk a little bit about the Pythagorean Theorem and where the formula comes from. So if I take three squares and depending on the size of the squares, if I line up their corners, what happens is it forms a right triangle. And if you take a look, these squares are already divided up into their square units. We can see that on the bottom here, this square has a length of 3 units. The side square has a length of 4 units. And the square on the diagonal here has a length of 5 units. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at what the area of each square is. So we know area is just length times width. And we know that this is a square, so it's 5 by 5. So 5 times 5 is 5 squared, which is 25. So that means for this square, it's going to be 4 squared, which is 16. And for the last square, it's going to be 3 squared, which is 9. If we take these three numbers, 25, 16, and 9, we can see there's a relationship between them. If I add 9 plus 16, that equals 25. And then also if I took 25 and subtracted 9, I would get 16, or vice versa, 25 subtract 16, I would get 9. And this is where the formula comes from. Instead of using numbers to represent the side lengths of the triangle, which is also the side lengths of the square, I'm going to use letters. So I'm going to call 4a, I'm going to call 3b, and I'm going to call 5c. That means instead of 25, or instead of 5 squared, this square is c squared. Instead of 4 squared, this would be a squared. And instead of 3 squared, this would be b squared. And if I use those numbers to replace 25, 9, and 16, at 9, I would have my b squared. At 16, I would have my a squared, and they together would equal c squared. And that's where the formula comes from. All right, let's take a look now on our handout. So just a quick fact, they did in this box here, went over what we just went over. So we have A and B, so those are the side lengths that are attached to the 90-degree angle, and these are called the legs of the right triangle. And then C is the side that is always opposite. So if you have your right angle and you draw an arrow straight across, it's always going to point at C, and C is called the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is special because it's always the longest side and it's always across from the right angle. And the relationship, which we saw in our introduction, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's the formula we use. All right, let's see how it works with our first example. The first thing I'm always going to do is draw that arrow. So starting at the 90, I'm going to draw an arrow, and that tells me that this is c. The next thing I'm going to do is write my formula. So I'm going to write my formula starting with c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So c, I can look on the diagram and it's represented by x, so I'm going to substitute in x for c, so that's x squared equals. Now a and b are the legs of the triangle and it doesn't matter which one you sub in. So I'm going to sub in 6 for a, so that's 6 squared, plus 8 for b, which is 8 squared. And now we're going to go ahead and solve for x. So x is already by itself, which is good. We handle that exponent right at the end. So we're going to get the answer to 6 squared, which is 36, plus the answer to 8 squared, which is 64. And then we'll add those together. Keep writing that x squared straight down on the left side. 36 plus 64 is 100. In this last step, if I want to get x by itself, I have to get rid of this exponent 2, and the opposite of squaring is square root. So whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do the other to keep it balanced. The square root of x squared is just x, and the square root of 100 is 10. I'll go back, my units are meters, and that means that the side length here is going to be 10 meters long. Now, I want to double check my rounding rules. So it says here that we're going to round final answers to 2 decimal places where appropriate. So in this case, where appropriate, I don't have to round it. It worked out to a nice whole number. So we'll keep in mind, though, 2 decimal places if needed. All right, let's go down to B. So remember that first step is start at the 90 and draw an arrow, and that tells me that 24 has to be C. Next step, we're going to write our formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. This time when I do substitution, I have to substitute 24 in for C. So it's 24 squared. And the x is on one of the legs. So I'm going to say that the x is my A. So it's x squared plus, and then B squared is 10 squared. Okay, this time I have to solve for x squared. I need to get x squared by itself. And I'm going to start by doing the square root of both of these numbers. So 24 squared is 576. That'll equal x squared plus 10 squared is 100. Now I have to move that plus 100 over to the other side. So I'll subtract both sides by 100, or cross the line, change the sign. So it's 576 minus 100 equals x squared. And then 576 minus 100 is 476. Equals x squared. And I just want to point out, I left the x where it's at because it's already positive. If I had moved the x squared to the left side, I would end up with a negative, and I don't want to deal with a negative. That's why I moved the 100 over. All right, so I'm at that last step where I want to get the answer for x, so I need to do the opposite of exponent 2, or squaring, which is square root. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other. The answer to the square root of x squared is just x. This is where I'm going to have them switch sides, so I have my x on the left. And the answer to the square root of 476 is going to be a decimal, and so I need to round it to 21.82. And in this case, the units are meters. Okay, so we did an example where in A, we were solving for the hypotenuse. And in that case, we are using adding the 2 legs together. And we did an example where we found one of the legs, either A or B. And in that case, we ended up subtracting once we rearranged the formula. The most common mistake students make is they don't put the C in the right spot, the 24. They'll put it in one of the legs instead of putting it where the C is. So that's why that arrow is so important. All right, C is a little bit different. C drew those squares that I had in the introduction. And so what we're going to do here is still start with that arrow. So I'm still going to find that 90 and draw the arrow. And that automatically tells me that this is C. And that means this square would be C squared. Okay, and that means that I would have A squared and B squared for the legs. Now I'll write my formula. So I have C squared equals A squared plus B squared. For C squared, I have the area of the square. So 42 equals C squared. So C squared equals 42. And I have that B squared equals 19. That's the area of the smaller square. And I have that A squared equals X. So that is the area of the littlest square. So let's sub in. C squared is going to be 42. A squared we know is X, plus B squared is 19. Now notice that I do not write 42 squared, okay? That would be wrong. That squared is when you are using just C to sub in. So let's take a look at B just to clarify. So we already said right here that C is 24. And that's why when we subbed it into the formula, we did 24 squared, whereas here it's C squared is 42. So I simply have to replace the whole C squared with 42. All right, let's go ahead now and just do our calculation to solve for x. So x is positive, I'm going to leave it on the right, plus 19, I'll subtract 19 from both sides. And 42 minus 19 gives me 23. So we know this is A squared. Remember, x is A squared. and that means my units have to be also squared because it's the area. Okay, and that's our final answer. All right, let's take a look on the back of the page. So it says that rather than walk all the way around Farmer Fred's 1,500 meter by 2 kilometer rectangular field, Olaf cuts across it from corner to corner. How much shorter was his trip than if he had to walk all the way around? So I'm going to start by highlighting the important information. Rather than walk all the way around Farmer Fred, so this is important. It's 1,500 meters by 2 kilometers rectangular field. Then it tells me that Olaf cuts across it from corner to corner, so that's important. He cuts across from corner to corner. And then here's where it's asking me the question. How much shorter was his trip than if he had to walk all the way around? So I'm going to start by focusing on what's highlighted in yellow and draw myself a diagram. I'm going to draw a rectangle, and then on that rectangle I'm going to put in the numbers. So I can see that I was given 1,500 meters and 2 kilometers. They're in different units. They need to be in the same units. I know that in 1 kilometer there is 1,000 meters. So 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters. So if I am using meters, the shorter side is 1,500 meters. The longer side is 2 kilometers, and I would just times that by 1,000. It's 2,000 meters. So those are the numbers I'll use. Now I'm going to show Olaf's shortcut. So he went from corner to corner. So that's the way that he went instead of going the long way. So I have 2 ways. I have the long way. So if he was to go around the field, he would follow what's in red. And then if he was to go shortcut, he would follow what's in the green. I can see I have a right triangle, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my 90 degrees. And now I have my diagram. The only thing I don't have is what I'm trying to find. So it says how much shorter was his trip. So I don't know this distance, so that's where I'll put my X. That's what I'm finding. So let's start by finding the long way. So the long way in red, he would have gone 2,000 meters plus 1,500. So that's 3,500 meters. Now for the short way, I don't have that answer, but I can draw my arrow to see that that's the C value. So I can use Pythagorean Theorem to find it. So C squared equals A squared plus B squared. So C is my X, that's what I'm finding. And then I have 2,000 squared plus 1,500 squared. So these are going to be some big numbers. 2,000 squared plus 1,500 squared. That's going to be 4 million for 2,000 squared plus 2,250,000. One more zero. Okay, then I'll add those two together. That gives me 6,250,000. And then remember we have to square root to get X, which gives me 2,500 meters. Okay, so I have my long way, I have my short way. The question wants to know how much shorter was his trip. So those two answers I'll now have to subtract to find out how much shorter. So the long way is 3,500, short way is 2,500. When I subtract, I can see it's 1,000 meters shorter. And then I write my therefore sentence. So therefore, his trip was 1,000 meters shorter. Okay, so now we have one question left, but I'm approaching 15 minutes, so I'm going to pause this and I'll come back in another video to finish the last question.